We're living the same day over and over and over and over.
Welcome back, Truth Seeker. Again, the mainstream media will lie to you all day. The trolls will lie to you all day. We don't lie over here. We don't have any reason to lie. There's nothing to lie about. We don't lie over here. We don't have any reason to lie. There's nothing to lie about. Again, if you've been following my advice throughout the playoffs, we haven't been perfect, but we've had a winning week each week.
You believe this fucking guy?
This is why stupid people shouldn't use gematria, man.
You know what, you guys? This is not a false statement. I could wipe my ass with the name Nostradamus. Literally. Literally.
Again, if you've been following my advice throughout the playoffs, we haven't been perfect, but we've had a winning week each week. Again, if you've been following my advice throughout the playoffs, we haven't been perfect, but we've had a winning week each week.
He's a lying motherfucker.
And last week, and each week I've said, well, if you had a future for the Bills or the Bucks, you better be hedging tonight with the Cowboys because they have a good payout and the Bucks don't look too good.
You fucking believe this shit?
And then Cowboys and Bucks. Again, the prime number relationship with 38 is 163. If Brady does defeat the Cowboys, he will get his 163rd home win in doing so, which is the 38th prime number. The name Martin Luther King Jr. in gematria is 258 when you run it in reverse, and Martin Luther King Jr. Day is 258 when you run it forwards in the stronger cipher, but it's 258 both ways. Brady is 24-8 at home in the playoffs. So if he won today, he would be 25-8 on Martin Luther King Jr. Day. But Brady already had a nice little wild card riddle going and all the 8 stuff we talked about. But yeah, again, Brady's got the wild card numbers and he's got the perfect ritual for MLK Day. I do think it's the better narrative. It's where the value's at. And last week, and each week I've said, well, if you had a future for the Bills or the Bucks, you better be hedging tonight with the Cowboys because they have a good payout and the Bucks don't look too good.
Liar, whore, and you know it.
So anyhow, just like we were talking about yesterday, Brock Purdy, number 13. It's been 13 galore since he joined the 49ers. And if the Niners do win, they will get their 13th straight win. And I'll show you what I wrote in the conclusion. Brock Purdy got his first start in week 14. That was the game against Brady, who was also drafted in the 7th round, just like Purdy was. Like Arthur does this a lot. He ruins his video by saying something that's fundamentally not true. And I'm like, man, that's going to ruin the whole video. Somebody who knows the facts is going to be like, I'm not listening to this guy. What he just said is totally false. Brock Purdy got his first start in week 14. That was the game against Brady, who was also drafted in the 7th round. It's the Niners' 77th season. The Niners are trying to win this game to tie the Patriots today for the most wins in the playoffs ever at 37, and today does have 37 date numerology. The Niners are trying to win this game to tie the Patriots today for the most wins in the playoffs ever at 37, and today does have 37 date numerology. Again, you guys, the reason I titled this video, Stupid People Shouldn't Use Gematria, is because stupid people should not use gematria. Look at this shit. But about Purdy, again, trying to get the 13th straight win for the Niners. His first start was in week 14. And if the Niners were to win this week and say win the Super Bowl, they'd get 14 straight wins on the 43rd day of the year, where 43 is the 14th prime. Again, NFL's 14, football's 43. And if Purdy won the Super Bowl, rookie quarterbacks are 0-4 in the Super Bowl right now. 0-4. They've never won. He could make it 1-4. Like becoming the starter in week 14, like the 14th straight win. That is a real possibility. And again, 49ers Bengals is the only potential matchup that could really pay tribute to 30 in a big way. 30 equals 30 in the most pure cipher. It's also got the 51 connection. It's also got the 24 connection like Bengals. But again, if the Niners beat the Bengals, they'd be 3-0 versus the Bengals in Super Bowls, and the NFC would get their 30th win. And again, the year began with the Queen dying from England on the first day of the season that will conclude with Super Bowl 57. Super Bowl 23 match, 2-seed Niners versus 3-seed Bengals. Still a very strong narrative. It was the first thing that really screamed out to me when they put out the playoff bracket. Just thought, man, could they do the Super Bowl that they nearly had last year? 2-seed versus 3-seed with 23-year-old Purdy. Again, it is there. But yeah, again, we've been documenting the Purdy and 13 thing nonstop, and now realizing that today's Montana's 233rd day of his age, the 13th Fibonacci number, that's one more reason to think that the Niners could upset the Eagles. If you wanted to play it extra safe, the Niners are about a 3-point favorite. You could buy yourself a point in case they lost by a field goal.
How about shut the fuck up, morons? I'm not wrong about anything.
Let me explain to you why there's a pack of trolls that live on the Patreon and hate on the community and slander me 24/7, 365. It's because the casinos are very unhappy about this. Do you know how much money I pulled out of the casinos' pockets? I guarantee you it's in the hundreds of millions of dollars.
Now comes the part where we throw our heads back and laugh. Ready?
Ready!
Okay, Bengals and Chiefs. Just like, again, we talked about yesterday, from looking at just a number standpoint for this game alone, it definitely looks better for the Chiefs. But, like we said, there's all this 51 encoded in the Super Bowl. Rihanna born on the 51st day of the year, the Super Bowl exactly 51 weeks after her last birthday, her child born on the Society of Cincinnati's birthday, ref number 51 doing the game, 51 the Cincinnati City. So looking at that, that's the reason to think the Bengals could get past the Chiefs today.
Another wrong prediction.
All you guys who sit on the sidelines and can't find $5 to find out the truth, guess what? You probably cost yourself a whole shit ton of money by missing out on this whole NFL season. We've been torching the NFL all year. Why do you think USA Today wrote their article about me? It's because this was never done before. Casinos have never taken losses like this before.
Gay Matria.
You're not me. You're not the person who broke the code. You're not the person who's helped people win for 10 years. I'm sure there's somebody in a casino right now with my picture throwing darts at it. Fuck that guy. He cost us a lot of money again this weekend. Again, the mainstream media will lie to you all day. The trolls will lie to you all day. We don't lie over here. We don't have any reason to lie. There's nothing to lie about. We don't lie over here. We don't have any reason to lie. There's nothing to lie about.
Again, Patrick Mahomes, who does the State Farm commercials, now on his way to State Farm Arena for Super Bowl 57. And this isn't bad news for us because we put in our future for the Chiefs to be there the day Len Dawson died on Kobe Bryant Day. Straight Jew. And there's nothing anti-Semitic about that either, because that's just a fucking fact. That's why they call it getting Jewed.
your video. But yeah, you might have a lot of predictions, but how often are you wrong? Who cares about how often I'm wrong? The point is, and again, to answer your question, it's a really high ratio of being right. Who cares about how often I'm wrong? Before the season began, just like how we had two teams in the AFC for the Super Bowl, we had Bills or Chiefs before the season began.
Liar. Liar. Deceiver. Liar. Deceiver. Fraud.
And we called that Super Bowl with the Patriots and Eagles in week 3. It's amazing how trolls just came out. They're like, Zach took so many teams that year. It's like, no, we only had 2 teams the whole year. I
Come on, don't bullshit me.
said Patriots would be in the Super Bowl before the season began, and was looking for the NFC team, and I had it in week 3. Never went off it. It's amazing how trolls just came out. They're like, Zach took so many teams that year. It's like, no, we only had 2 teams the whole year. I said,
Liar. Liar. Deceiver. Liar.
You know, I didn't hear anybody yesterday thank me for the NBA picks, and we do well in the NBA day after day.
Bullshit.
But I had all sorts of crying to me about the outcomes of the games last night. And I'm thinking, like, did any of these idiots who are crying to me listen to what I said yesterday? I said I'm not happy about this week's games. It's tough to call. But yeah, it's just like, people don't listen well. They don't do what I say to do, and then when things go wrong, they cry to me about what happened. Meanwhile, day after day, I'm giving out winning knowledge, smart advice. If you lose, what a loser would do is blame the person who's been giving them the good advice.
You need to retire, and you need to shut it down. Till next time, Truth Seeker.